Why elder gods warn their offspring about humans. Of all the absurdities in the multiverse, Jorth had always considered humans a laughable footnote, until one of them stole his leg. The elder god sat, or rather leaned awkwardly, on the edge of a shattered asteroid, his shimmering, translucent form missing an entire lower limb. A voidling, a being of pure cosmic essence, approached with news, its voice resonating like colliding galaxies. They, borrowed it. Borrowed? My limb? Jorth's countless eyes narrowed, each blazing with the intensity of a neutron star. What exactly do they intend to do with it? Beat rocks together? Humans are not capable of higher thought. It seems they're building something. Building? Humans build fires. They sharpen sticks. What are they going to do? Carve a wooden effigy of me? That's the thing. We tried to retrieve it. It's not there anymore. It's on Earth. And they've activated it. A dangerous silence filled the void. Jorth's tentacle slammed into the asteroid, splitting it clean in half. His limb, an artifact of pure, incomprehensible energy that mortals could barely perceive without having their minds reduced to jelly, was somehow in human hands. And worse, it was active. What do you mean, activated? It's glowing. They've hooked it up to some sort of contraption. It's emitting signals, broad spectrum, multidimensional, highly structured signal. Are you telling me that a group of dirt-worshipping apes stole an appendage of an elder god and are now using it to send messages? And you thought it would be a good idea to interrupt my cosmic meditation instead of simply annihilating the entire planet? We tried that too. They countered our attack. They're using your power to shield their planet. The silence that followed was deafening. Jorth rose to his full, incomprehensible height, his appendages spreading like the roots of a cosmic tree, his eyes burning with fury. Summon the council. If these humans think they can challenge an elder god, they will soon learn the folly of their arrogance. The Council of Elders convened in a swirling nexus of stars and void, each godly figure a titanic force of nature. They spoke in voices that could collapse dimensions, their forms shifting and twisting, too vast for any mortal to comprehend. In the council chamber, Jorth's fury rippled across dimensional plane. They've been tampering with forbidden artifacts. This is an affront to all of us. It is troubling. Humans are not meant to meddle with our creations. They are fragile. Fragile? They're vermin. They lack the intellect to grasp even the simplest cosmic truth. And yet, they have outwitted you. Jorth bristled, his cosmic form writhing with indignation. They have not outwitted me. They have stumbled upon a tool they cannot possibly understand. A tool they are wielding effectively enough to deflect your wrath. Perhaps we have underestimated their adaptability. After all, they have survived countless cataclysms of their own making. Surviving their own incompetence is not adaptability, it's luck. Luck does not explain their ability to harness an elder artifact. It is decided, we will observe. If the human's actions threaten the balance, we will intervene. You would allow this insult to stand? To act in anger is to act foolishly. We are not human, Jorth. Meanwhile, on Earth, inside a sprawling laboratory cobbled together from scavenged materials, Jorth's stolen limb pulsed with otherworldly light. It was connected to a maze of wires, circuits, and what appeared to be duct tape. This is going to work. If it doesn't, we're probably going to get vaporized. Optimism, Dave, we've got this. The artifact pulsed again, and monitors around the room lit up with streams of incomprehensible data. The team cheered. First contact is a go. Let's see how the gods like being on the receiving end for once. In the vastness of the cosmos, Jorth's many eyes twitched. He could feel the human smugness. This was far from over. The artifact pulsed brighter than ever, its light reaching across the laboratory, reflecting in the wide eyes of Callum and his team. Their jury-rigged equipment buzzed and clicked, teetering on the edge of overload. A hum filled the air, an otherworldly resonance that bypassed the ears and spoke directly to the bones. Energy levels are stabilizing. The artifact's output is synchronizing with the transmitter array. Good. Keep it steady. The last thing we need is a feedback loop. Just to confirm, this won't accidentally blow up the planet, right? Only if you unplug something without asking. Stay focused. The air inside the lab felt charged, alive with potential. Every person there knew the stakes. They were poking a god in the eye. But if they succeeded, they'd do more than just survive. They'd send a message across the universe. In the council chamber, Jorth felt the artifact's vibrations as though they were reverberating through his own body. The sensation was maddening, a low, persistent buzz that clawed at the edges of his mind. This has gone on long enough. They are actively provoking us. Are we to stand by while they desecrate our creations? We are not blind to their actions, but they are not attempting to destroy the artifact. If anything, they seem to be learning from it. That's the problem. Do you not see what this could lead to? Give them an inch and they will take a galaxy. What you call desecration, I see as innovation. Perhaps there is something to learn here. Learn? Learn what? That mortals are too foolish to know their place. Jorth, if you are so convinced of the humans' threat, why not confront them directly? You would grant me permission to act? Within limits. Observe them directly. If they prove to be a genuine danger, you may intervene. But you will not destroy their planet on a whim. With a surge of energy, Jorth's form vanished from the chamber, leaving behind only a faint ripple in the fabric of space. Back on Earth, the humans were making final adjustments to their equipment. The artifact was now fully integrated into the transmitter array, its pulsating energy forming a visible halo around the machine. Everything's in place. Time to see if we can make some noise. Are we sure about this? We're literally broadcasting our position to beings who could squash us like bugs. They already know we're here. The difference now is that we're not just sitting around waiting to be squashed. We're showing them that we can push back. Callum's fingers flew over the console, inputting the final commands. The room filled with a crescendo of sound as the machine roared to life, its energy output climbing to unprecedented levels. Outside, the skies above the lab began to shimmer, the air rippling as if reality itself was being bent. With a deafening crack, the broadcast began. The signal wasn't just electromagnetic, it was multidimensional, a cascade of patterns and frequencies that transcended human understanding. Not a message in words, but a statement of intent, a defiant flare sent out into the vastness of the cosmos. Jorth materialized just outside Earth's atmosphere, his massive form hidden within the fabric of space itself. From his vantage point, he could see the planet below, its surface glittering with lights that betrayed the presence of its primitive inhabitants. They dare. His voice rumbled like grinding tectonic plates. Reaching out with his mind, Jorth probed the artifact. To his surprise, he found resistance. The humans had constructed a shielding mechanism, crude but effective, that prevented him from directly interfering with the device. An insult layered atop an insult. Something's happening, we're picking up interference. He's here. The team fell silent, their eyes darting nervously between the monitors and the artifact. The machine hummed louder, its light growing more intense, as if responding to the presence of its creator. What do? We stick to the plan. Keep the broadcast going. If we stop now, we've already lost. Jorth pressed harder against the shield, his mind probing for weaknesses. To his frustration, the human's creation held firm, its energy pulsating in defiance of his effort. He could feel the artifact's power resonating, its connection to his essence stronger than ever. It was as if the humans had somehow learned to speak his language, using his own strength against him. They think they can outwit me? They will learn the price of their arrogance. But as he prepared to unleash his full might, he hesitated. For the first time, he felt something unfamiliar, something that gave him pause. It wasn't fear or admiration, but a grudging sense of respect. These humans, for all their flaws, were not behaving like the fragile creatures he had always believed them to be. They were bold, resourceful, and most troubling of all, capable of challenging an elder god. Jorth's many eyes narrowed. This was no longer a mere annoyance, it was a puzzle, one that he was determined to solve. These humans, for all their ignorance, had achieved something remarkable. They had turned one of his limbs, a fragment of his being, into a tool, not for worship or destruction, but for communication. They were shouting into the abyss of the multiverse with reckless defiance. A sharp crack split the air, and the team froze as the impossible unfolded before them. A shimmering rift opened above the artifact, a swirling vortex of light and shadow. That's not supposed to happen, is it? From the rift emerged a towering, ungraspable figure. To the human eye, Jorth was a kaleidoscope of shifting colors and shapes, his form both incomprehensible and overwhelming. His many eyes bore down on the humans, their combined gaze enough to make even the bravest among them tremble. "You dare to summon me? You insignificant mortals think yourselves worthy of my attention? We didn't summon you. You came because we did something you couldn't ignore. You speak as if you understand what you've done. We understand enough. You've looked down on us for millennia, treating us like insects. But insects learn, we adapt." Jorth's many mouths twisted into something that might have been a smirk, or perhaps just another layer of his unknowable form. "You believe this display of yours proves something? That you are my equal? Number, but it proves we're more than you think we are." Jorth leaned closer, the sheer gravity of his presence pressing down on the human. "And what is it you hope to achieve with this? Arrogant. We want a dialogue. You've ruled the cosmos without question for eons, but the universe is changing. We're part of that change." The room fell silent, the tension so thick it seemed to warp the very air. Jorth's eyes scanned the room, taking in the primitive technology, the trembling technicians, the artifact glowing defiantly in its harness. Against all logic, he felt a flicker of amusement. "You speak of change. Do you not understand what you risk? The balance of the cosmos is not a toy for your kind to meddle with. It's not a toy. It's a challenge, and maybe it's time someone stepped up to meet." Jorth studied him for a long moment, the air crackling with unspoken tension. Then, slowly, he extended one of his many appendages, a gesture both alien and strangely deliberate. The artifact responded, its light shifting to match the rhythm of Jorth's movement. "I will entertain your challenge, but know this, the price of failure is annihilation." The artifact's energy surged, and the rift expanded, revealing glimpses of otherworldly vistas, endless voids, swirling galaxies, and realities beyond human comprehension. "Why help us?" "Because you amuse me. Your defiance, your ingenuity, it is rare among mortals. Perhaps you are not as insignificant as I once believed. And if we prove you wrong, then I shall enjoy watching you fail." With that, the rift collapsed and Jorth's form dissolved into the ether, leaving behind only the faint hum of the artifact. The lab fell silent, the team too stunned to speak. "So, that went better than expected." Callum let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. They had achieved something unimaginable. Not only had they defied an elder god, but they had also earned his grudging respect. But the multiverse was vast, and Jorth's challenge had opened the door to forces far beyond their comprehension. Humanity had taken its first step into a larger, more dangerous world. Whether they would survive, it was a question only time and their own ingenuity could answer.